we appreciate being here because for us at Coca-Cola, we have an ambition around zero waste. And so I think many of you who've worked with some of our team here, Jeff Seabright, Charlotte Oates, who will be on panels later today, you'll hear more about that work. But one thing that struck me this morning from listening today is how important it is to create awareness around these issues and put the consumer right in the center of these movements. And when I heard the story earlier from Platon around how the Beatles brought together Putin in that photo shoot and made him have that moment of humanity to be able to get that shot, to connect in a very personal and meaningful way. And then when I started to just hear the story around agriculture and having to look at things differently, turn them upside down, that's exactly what I think will.i.am and Coca-Cola is trying to do together, and shedding a real light on something that can be an ugly topic, waste. So why can't this bottle, instead of just being viewed as waste after you drink the Coca-Cola, be viewed as something really great and powerful that people want? Will, 2 years ago, brought this vision to us. I'm going to let him explain it. And I was really glad to hear that it took 10 years for your system to be worked out because, yes, we know we will face a lot of problems, and that brings a lot of opportunity. And so it's taken us years to get to the launch today, which we actually launched last night here in New York. I'm going to show the commercial that Will concepted, put together, which was also unheard of in the Coca-Cola business. We did partner with one of our agencies, Wieden & Kennedy, but it was the idea that will.i.am created, brought to life and concepted in a unique way. Then I'll let Will talk about the vision. And we want to thank Will for bringing it to Coca-Cola first and thinking of us. So let's go ahead and run the commercial. I think maybe Sonia was back there to run it for us, and then we'll turn it over to Will.
All good things must end, but an end could be a new start. A new start helping to make new things. Things recovered, recast, resized, reshaped, and revealed. Revealed to be something like this. Cause this thing is just one of many things. Things just have to be folded, flipped, woven, wound, twisted, and turned. Turned into something even like this. This? Or what's this? Aw man, it's something like that. And that ain't the start of the end, it's a circle for a cycle. A cycle gives us a whole lot of these. These and other things you never thought we could make. We can make things to kick and carry, to ride and wear. Cause where we gonna be if we don't use the things we got? Well, we gotta, for the sake of this little thing. The thing we're gonna start is Ekocyle. Ekocyle things are made in part from other things. Things that don't have to end. Things that begin again. If you love it like I love it, and you feel what I feel inside.
It started in 2008 when I visited the CGI, Clinton Global Initiative, and I learned about the Millennium Goals. I take, whenever I'm not touring, I like coming to conferences, events like this and learning it. Because then I get to go home and tell all my friends about cool things they don't know about. So I went to CGI and I learned how, all the things that might happen to our world or will happen to our world in 2020 and how companies and governments are planning a joint effort to have a better planet by 2020 by practice. So shortly after that visit at CGI, we had a big concert in Brazil, which is my favorite country on the planet. Mm-hmm. So we're there in Brazil. There's around 100 some odd thousand people there in the concert. And usually when you have a big concert, you have a quick out. And you get off stage, you change your clothes, you drive in your car, and the people remain because they think you're coming back, but you're really not because you want to beat traffic. So at this point in time, we were late, and so we decided just to hang out and not, sit in traffic. So let's have a party on the stage. So we invited people that were leaving to come and hang out with us backstage, and I noticed what we've done to this, this beautiful city. There was trash everywhere. And if I hadn't went to CGI, I never would have known how I play a role in waste. So everybody was having a good old time, and I'm like, wow, this kind of sucks. Look at all this trash that we left behind. And mind you, there were people there to clean it up, but I thought of, where's it gonna go? Meanwhile, people had great shoes on, great jackets, and great bags, and they took pride in the things they bought. And I wondered, where is that trash going? Is it going to be recycled? And if it's recycled, is the city going to recycle it? Like, just really, I wonder what happens to it. As much as we all recycle as citizens, does the city that you live in recycle? And why don't they? And what is waste? Is waste because we wasted the opportunity to turn that stuff into something else? I think it's an incomplete sentence to say waste. It's much bigger than that. It's society, what we choose to purchase and work to have and indebt ourselves with. It just so happens that things that we indebt ourselves with ruin the planet. So it's behavior. So how can I sequence, a concept the way I sequence a song that makes you want to sing it? Well, I have ADD. So if I can remember something, you're going to remember it. So, I knew that we were going to be in Atlanta. So I called my friends up to see if they knew the people at Coca-Cola. I'm like, I got this idea for Coca-Cola. You think you could hook up a meeting backstage at our show? So I met B and Joe Tripoli, and they brought their families. I said, hey, I got an idea for you guys. I'd like to pitch it to you. So I thought they were going to be like, yeah, right, cool, whatever. So they said, yeah, sure, we'd love to sit down and hear your idea.
And it was so compelling, we thought, we have to find a way to do this. I mean, it meets our business objectives. We care about what happens. Most of you know we have programs around recycling, and we have that infrastructure. But how do you infuse pop culture and create a level of awareness that turns it into something that people want to do? And that was Will's idea. Will was reinventing how we think of sustainability, how we think of recycling. And so we said, we'll figure this out.
I travel the world, and I like going to, Amsterdam and seeing all the cool things they're doing, and Japan and Korea. And every once in a while you find this item that's sustainable, but it's in the back. It has no ability to go out into the world where it competes with, a regular pair of Nikes. There's tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars to promote that Nike shoe that's made out of God knows what it is, but we want it. And that cool shoe that's like, this is made out of bottles. And I always wondered, how come people don't know about that? And why is the thing that we do know about something that we don't really think is cool? Like, why does recycled stuff have to look ugly? Why can't it be the freshest stuff ever? So I put that all in my deck, and I made sure my deck was made out of recycled paper and all that stuff. So I sat there, I'm like, wow, I'm in front of all these Coke executives, I'm nervous. I was so nervous. So I was like, whatever, I rock crowds. So I got over it. And the vision, it was simple, is how can we create a brand around sustainability for other companies to hop on board to execute their sustainability efforts, so they don't really have to worry about marketing that product because this brand is marketing sustainability. So Coca-Cola becomes a verb because Ekocyle, inside of it is Coke in reverse, and taking their waste and making new products, creating a base cloth for Levi's to have Levi's Ekocyle, Beats headphones Ekocyle. So everything that is growing in society, brands are verbs in society, like Google. If you don't believe me, Google it. Twitter, as I was tweeting yesterday, they're verbs. So how can we take sustainability and create a verb in society to bring demand on products via the consumer to force Christian Louis Vuitton to make shoes out of aluminum and recycled PET, RPET. RPET is a bad word because it sounds like armpit. So you don't really want to, my sister's not going to say, hey, you like my armpit shirt? That's not going to happen. So how do you instill a whole new behavior and concept and something to usher into society via the people?